I'm Jack Benner, and welcome to my review of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is now the second film in Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as well as the 25th MCU film overall, and this film is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, starring Simu Liu and Aquafina. Our main character is Shang-Chi, played by Simu Liu, who has been living in San Francisco working as a valet with his best friend Katie, played by Aquafina, until he's forced to confront his past involving his father, the Mandarin, who is also the leader of the organization known as the Ten Rings. When this was announced at Comic-Con in 2018, I was interested. As a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm always interested to see something new, especially something that could bring in potentially new, interesting characters. I didn't know anything about the Shang-Chi comics before watching the first trailer, and when the first trailer came out, I really liked it. It surprised me. Definitely looked like something new and exciting in the MCU. I was liking the lead and the vibe in the trailers, a martial arts movie in the MCU that got me excited, and I thought Phase 4 has been good so far. All TV shows have been good, from WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki. Haven't seen What If yet. And Black Widow, while fun, I thought it was good, not great, did have flaws that underwhelmed me. This looked like an entertaining continuation of the MCU, and the early reviews of this movie got me even more excited than before. I was so excited to see this movie, and now that I've seen it, and I'm happy to say, Shang-Chi was not only as fun as I was expecting, it managed to exceed my expectations. This is so far my favorite entry in Phase 4, another great addition to the MCU. Shang-Chi, from beginning to end, was a total blast. To start things off, Simu Liu is terrific as Shang-Chi. He really gave so much to the role. It's funny, he's got the charm, the physicality of the role. I could tell he was doing a lot of his own stunts. The energy he brought, he gave so much humanity to the character. It's definitely a breakout role for him, and I can't wait to see him in more movies. And Aquafina, who's an actress I've been liking so far, she is really good here and funny. I really like the friendship between Sean and Katie. Thought they had some really good back and forth. They were very funny. And Aquafina is continuing to be a great talent. And if you haven't already, please go watch The Farewell from 2019. She was fantastic in that movie. Should have been nominated for Best Actress. And Shai Ling, who is Shang's sister in this film, she was awesome as well. So far with two Phase 4 films, I wasn't really impressed with the Black Widow villains, and I'm happy to say, this villain was definitely a step up. Wenwu, aka the Mandarin, I'm just gonna say it, he is right now in my top 5 favorite MCU villains, up there with Loki, Killmonger, and Thanos. He definitely made for a great threat. But what I also appreciate about this villain was that he had a strong motivation. This film took its time to humanize the Mandarin. You actually get to understand why he is doing what he's doing. This film is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. He's directed a few movies like Short Term 12, Just Mercy. He's collaborated with Brie Larson in a few movies. And since he came from a smaller background, I was interested to see how he would handle this big blockbuster film. I'm happy to say, he knocked it out of the park. He did a great job filming the action scenes that are very well shot. You can actually see what's going on, uses no shaky cam, which is great. The editing is not too quick, you can tell what's going on during the action scenes. And one thing that is just absolutely praiseworthy about the action scenes in this movie, the absolutely fantastic fight choreography. And I could definitely tell there is inspiration from either Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or Jackie Chan martial arts movies. The action is just so fast-paced, intense. I could tell there was just so much hard work and dedication put into the action scenes. The director really helps the audience just appreciate the stunt work that just goes into the action scenes. And also to say this is honestly some of the best stunt work in the MCU since the last two Captain America movies. It's that good. And the action scenes are terrific with great effects too. Two action scenes that will highlight. One, the bus scene that you've seen in the trailer. Also another action scene taking place outside of a building that was great. What also worked about Shang-Chi was how much time it was focused on its characters. Especially taking its time developing Sean's character, the history he has with his family, and you do understand why he wants to live a normal life in San Francisco. And as we get to see more flashbacks, there were actually more emotion put into the story that I honestly wasn't expecting that worked well. Sadly, I have a few issues with this movie. I will get to those right now. First, while the CGI is good for the most part, there were a few moments where the CGI is a bit noticeable, mostly in the climax. Second, while this is a funny movie, there were some of that MCU humor where they felt like they just put that joke in there, just put the joke there. And there were some moments where the jokes didn't quite land. Overall, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is now my favorite entry in Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And as of right now, could be in my top 10 favorite MCU movies. It could be like either number 8 through number 10, where it is on my ranking right now. Definitely would put it above Ant-Man and Spider-Man Far From Home. And I would probably put it on par with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in my MCU ranking. Great cast, fantastic stunt work and action, strong villain, good emotion, and great introduction to the character that I can't wait to see more of in the future. If you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and if you're looking forward to seeing this movie, and if you feel safe watching this movie in a theater, do check it out. I recommend Shang-Chi. And overall, I am going to give Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings 4.5 stars out of 5, an A-. An exciting addition to the MCU, and I can't wait for Eternals and Spider-Man No Way Home for the rest of the year. And also, it's a Marvel movie, you know what to do, stay for the credits, and I'm still excited for the future of the MCU. So what do you guys think of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new here. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.